It's Mechanic Monday on ModestoNews.org. Brought to you by the Modesto mechanic himself, Ward Rose, owner of Import Automotive Repair. Go see Ward anytime at 1400 North 9th Street in Modesto, California, or give him a call at 526-6408 or visit his website, importautomotiverepair.com.
We're here with Mechanic Monday. We're here with Ward Rose with Import Automotive, and today we're going to be talking about four-wheel drive vehicles. We have a Land Rover right here in front of us, but what makes a four-wheel drive vehicle? I know most cars have four wheels. So how do you know one's four-wheel drive?
Most cars are driven by two fronts or two rear wheels. Four-wheel drive has the option to drive the car with all four of the wheels, and it does it with two differentials, one in the front, one in the back, and a transfer case that transfers the power to one or the other or both.
Now, with older vehicles, because I've driven some older four-wheel drives, and some people I've known have driven it in two-wheel drive for years and never used a four-wheel drive. Is that good or bad for your car?
It's not necessarily bad for it to not put it in four-wheel drive. All the components are always there, whether you're using them or not. So, it's not unusual for a drive shaft or some component that you hardly ever used to wear out just because of its age, basically.
Can we look under this car and show us some of the components?
Certainly. This being a Rover, it's a front engine car, front transmission. The transfer case on most four-wheel drives is on the back of the transmission. It's what distributes the power to the front and the rear. It's also got fluid in it, and it's one of the fluids that is never checked on vehicles. Mm-hmm. It's often they come in, transfer cases do tend to leak a little bit. If it hasn't been checked in years, sometimes they're just plain empty. I've replaced many that have just been run dry and they're destroyed.
If they run dry, they just destroy
that just tears them up.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's just like running your engine
how
out of oil.
often should a person that owns one of these four-wheel drive vehicles check?
You should have your car serviced, oil changed at least every 5,000 miles, and basically, if you're having it done correctly, they should check all those fluids, both the differentials and the transfer case.
So before you go up into the mountains, if it's been 5,000 miles, you would recommend that they have somewhere bring it down here to your shop and have you go through it and give a safety check.
Yeah, just a quick visual. Look at the belts and the fluid levels, tire pressure.
Now, do you have to have special tires on the four-wheel drive vehicle, or can you drive with just regular automotive tires on them?
You can drive with either a light truck tire or a snow and rain mud-rated tire, or just a passenger car tire. It just kind of depends on how you're going to use your vehicle. If you're going to use it in the snow a lot, you've got to have mud and snow-rated tires.
When we go up into the hills with a four-wheel drive, sometimes you see you have to have chains. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you have four-wheel drive, do you have to have chains?
No, if you've got four-wheel drive and you've got mud and snow-rated tires, you can drive legally up to a point. When it gets really bad, there's a higher stage of control.
Do you have to put chains on the front and the back tires, both, all four?
Mostly just on the rear.
On the rear of the car.
Most cars that are four-wheel drive drive mostly with the rear. There's a few like Subaru that drive more with the front, so you'd want to put the chains on the front tire.
Ward, if you have a car and you know it's a four-wheel drive, and they all work different, I believe, how do you find out how to put your car into four-wheel drive?
Some of the older stuff have a lever on the floor, kind of looks like another gear shift, and it's marked. And it'll show you basically how you put it in four-wheel drive. A lot of cars have an electric switch. Some cars that are all-wheel drive are basically ready to perform that function for you. When it senses that the car's slipping, losing traction, it'll automatically put traction to the wheel, put power to the wheel that's not spinning.
Now that would be an all-wheel drive car.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then I've seen a button on the dash that says four-wheel drive.
Yes, some are electric.
Push a button, electric. And I've seen some that have hubs on the front that you have to get out. Was that an older
That's
one?
really old school.
Real old school stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know, if you got an owner's manual, refer to it. That's
Yeah.
probably the best way to.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. You know, if you have an owner's manual for your vehicle, read it, right? And
Yeah.
look at it. And okay, we want to thank you, Ward, for being with us again on Automotive Monday, and we'll see you again next Monday. We'll talk about something else on the car and how to keep it safe.
Great. Thank you.